The legends were true, folks. A prototype Nintendo PlayStation has been unearthed and is currently up for auction. I'll never get used to saying Nintendo PlayStation. It's real weird. It can be yours for at least $360,000. Probably more since the auction isn't over yet. I can get you one for half that. Nice. What do you think?
It's dozens of dollars worth, at least.
It's a PlayStation Nintendo.
At least.
And a Nintendo PlayStation.
Technically not incorrect. Way back in the late 80s, Nintendo and Sony collaborated on a CD-ROM attachment for the forthcoming Super Nintendo. However, Nintendo infamously walked away from the deal at the 1991 Consumer Electronics Show.
They should have gone for it.
Nintendo and Sony went their separate ways, with Sony entering the game console market with the PlayStation disc-based system in '94.
So the deal fell through, but the prototype Nintendo's PlayStation, do exist. And since they aren't just turning up on eBay all the time, it would seem that most of the prototypes have gone missing. But it's clear that at least one remains. According to the Next Web, former Sony exec Olaf Olafsson kept one of the units for himself. Olafsson then went on to establish a company called Advanta, which eventually went under. Now get this, a maintenance guy named Terry Diebold working at Advanta bid on some of the company's assets, one of those being the prototype unit you now see for sale. His winning bid, $75. He's gonna make a profit.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Diebold toured around showing off the prototype at different events, but the cost has become prohibitively expensive for him. So he's placed the unit up for auction at Heritage Auctions, where it currently sits at $350,000. And once it's sold, it'll be the most expensive video game related item to have sold at auction.
Yeah, unless somebody, is like a deadbeat bidder and doesn't pay or whatever. We'll see. And in that case, I'm swooping in.
Always exciting.
The current bid on the Nintendo PlayStation has already tripled the ending bid for a mint condition first printing of Super Mario Bros., which sold for just over $100,000. I know what you're thinking, but no, you probably don't have this exact copy in this exact condition in a box somewhere. This is a really special copy of Super Mario Bros.
Many people have voiced on Twitter that a museum or institution should get the Nintendo PlayStation. We reached out to Video Game History Foundation co-director Kelsey Lewin, who said, if people want to crowdfund for it to go to the Video Game History Foundation, I would say thank you. But donating the money itself would be a lot more useful to the organization. So what could VGHF do with that kind of money? Well, a lot. They could do a lot with that money.
They could buy 3 copies of Super Mario Bros.
At least. Lewin says thousands and thousands of things need to be digitized and made available to historians, and there's a huge cost involved. Old media rots, and we're racing against the clock. So at the end of the day, getting over $350,000 to do that work would go a lot further than owning a Nintendo PlayStation.
It would still be really cool. We should probably note that our very own Per Schneider tried to snag that Nintendo PlayStation prototype, but was very quickly outbid.
Would've looked good next to all those amiibo.
But if you think you've got the pocket change for it, the auction is currently running on Heritage Auctions until March 5th. Get your bids in. In completely unrelated news, we've got our first glimpse of the new Batman costume modeled by Robert Pattinson himself. Check that video out, speculate on his little bat ears, and we'll see you in the next IGN Now.
Next Gen Console Watch 2020 is IGN's weekly show reporting on all the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news. We'll bring on experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments of what's coming to the new generation of consoles. Join us weekly on Fridays at 6 a.m. Pacific.